Dan, you there?
Yeah, it crashed. It crashed hard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's limping now, but I'll have to take a closer look at it.
Okay.
Oh, since we're killing time, did I show you guys this thing I found at the bookstore?
Get that thing I sent you. What is it?
That's lit.
A little torch, and the light in it flickers like it's flame.
Nice.
That's at the
And then
bookstore.
it came with this little. Hold on.
That's really cool.
That is really cool.
Little mounting plate, so you can actually hang it on your wall,
That's
Nice.
like you're in a dungeon. I don't know where it came from. It was a used thing, but I was like, $5? That's awesome. I'm totally getting that. And I've decided I'm going to make a mask that looks like Kek's face.
Yeah.
Because I found a goat skull at Walmart for Halloween mask, and the head structure is roughly the same. So I'm thinking if I use maybe air dry clay or something lightweight, I can build up on it and kind of make it look like my character's face in the drawing.
As someone who did that for an entire
Yes.
campaign, might I make a strong recommendation? Don't.
Okay.
It's so hot.
Oh, okay, that's
It's so
a good
hard
point.
to talk
Determined to
through.
do it, they make an air dry foam clay that's really, really light.
Okay.
I think it's a great idea to have Kek's head hanging on the wall behind you.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can see this the goat skull thing
But
back there.
I've done what Mark did before, also completely voluntary, and I also hated it for a lot of reasons.
Long term.
But yeah, man, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. So he bounced off of you, Silas, hits the ground. You gave him the Trickster Blessing, Arandi, which
He has that for an hour.
which is advantage on athletics? Stealth checks, okay. There are a lot of people milling around, especially here in the line, and as he is picking up the green onions, some of them are still colliding to the ground, but for some reason, he is harder to pick out from the crowd as he slips between them. The gnome woman, the gnomish woman, though, is also able to make it through the crowd fairly easily, as it turns out. And it takes her a little bit longer, but is anyone else doing anything?
Okay, so just to recap, the kid stole from the gnomes?
So he stole from this noodle place. A handful of green onions, and they said, "Give it back, you little thief!" And he said, "No, you're the thief!" As he's running away, trying to get through the crowd.
I would probably try to follow him, but like lose it completely and get distracted. So
give me if you want to try to keep track of the troubled child, go ahead and give me a perception check. That's for anyone.
I am completely uninterested.
Yeah.
And I become a barricade in between him and what he was running from.
Just because I'm like front row to watching him try to bulldoze a construct, I will go ahead and roll perception to see if I can follow him.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that is not talented for me, so that is going to be a 9.
Okay, so if you're going to try to spot him, go ahead and give me a perception check, because he has pretty much disappeared in the crowd. Yes, Silas.
Yeah, that's what I just did. I just rolled a 9.
No, I know, but we also had somebody who said they wanted to try to act as a shield between him and whatever's coming behind.
Okay.
So you have to know where she is in order to position yourself. That's all. Silas.
I definitely want to like spot him and just like if he just ran into me, I imagine. Do I just see him or do you want me to roll?
So normally you would probably have no problem seeing him. However, because of special magic, he is harder to spot in the crowd.
Dan.
Yes,
Sorry. Mark had his hand up.
Yeah.
You can go first.
Mark.
Do I see the gnome?
Yes, she is upset and she's carrying a large ladle, like a weapon, and she's not. It's not like she's gonna. Well, she might beat the kid, but she's not gonna kill the kid. But she is upset and angry because the thief just stole a bunch of onions.
I'm gonna walk up to her and say, "What happened?"
Okay. A lot
gotta
of
see
a lot of things are gonna happen at once. Does anyone else have anything that they're doing before I move forward?
I was gonna nudge Silas. Check your pouches.
Is anyone chasing the kid?
So the gnomish woman who came out from behind the noodle stand is chasing after the kid, but 3 of you are moving to intercept that woman.
So I will go with them and helping that are going to intercept, but totally making it look like we're gonna help her. And oh no, that fell out of her hand. Oh no, they just being really bad at helping her.
What are you trying to attempt to help her? Like picking up the green onions that are falling on the ground? Or, right now,
Yeah,
she's,
whatever green onions are on the ground, like, but as I'm picking them up, it's kind of like making as much commotion of doing it poorly, dropping them again, getting in her way, tripping her accidentally. That just that sort of stuff. Because again, I don't want if the kid's hungry
Okay.
and he called her
Well-
a thief, and who knows what's gonna happen.
roll me. They call each other thieves. Roll me
Yeah.
a performance.
Okay.
Okay, so just make sure I'm currently on what's happening, because it just became Tyler, your thing just became a lot easier.
Okay, cool.
Because everybody kind of moved at once, so regardless of where the kid went, you know where the gnome is, and so you can stand between what's going on.
Okay.
And you're a fairly large, you said bulwark? Wall?
What's up?
You're a fairly
Yes.
large wall of flesh.
I am a boulder.
Okay, so a lot of things happen at once. The kobold teenager is making his way through the crowd, and bumps into Silas. Silas, you're kind of standing there. He bumps off of you. He grabs all of his greenery. They're yelling at each other, and he moves to take off again. He finds that he can move a little bit more easily between the people, and as that is not the name I was looking for. Lamai Tianmo, the gnome commoner, dark wild hair. She has dark wild hair and a wide smile, although not right now. And she jumps over the counter and almost steps on Shylock, who was hiding up against the wall after this commotion, like this. The wall is like white fabric, and he's hiding up against the wall. His entire body is dark brown. And she almost squashes him as she jumps over, and then she's taking off after the child, waving a ladle in her hand. New steps in the way.
No, I wasn't stepping in the way. I was just moving towards her.
You're moving towards her. Karuk is interposing, and Silas, you're keeping an eye on the kid moving back through the crowds.
Yes.
You guys kind of spread out, and as you, Mark, move up to ask what's going on, she says that that thief, he stole my onions, my green onions, and just thought he'd get away with it after everything, and shouting from the other side. You see the crowd kind of parting. You see Kusa Zungun interceding. She moves in between where her son is now, kind of dodging in between her. You now see her son hiding behind her, holding these onions. And she says, "That's enough, Lamai. You're behaving no better than our parents did, stealing from me and attacking my son." This kicks off a fresh bout of arguing between Lamai, who is the gnome, and Kusa, who is the kobold matriarch that you met earlier. You hear them claiming that Gammon, who must be the young teen, the kobold teen, stealing the onions, and Gammon accuses Lamai that she first stole the onions from their seafood cart, and knocked over the cart. You've seen the tent, Mark. You haven't seen the cart. None of you have seen the seafood cart. It must be out somewhere else in the night market. But rapid fire, increasingly outlandish indictments and assumptions follow, where they're mentioning different things that have been going wrong, different sabotages, different things being stolen, and back and forth until it reaches kind of a crescendo. And frustrated, the arguing kobold woman notices you and turns from her son and the irate gnome shopkeeper. You look like you could help us, and you were going to meet with me anyway. I'm Kusa Zungun, as if you hadn't just met her, proprietor of the market-famous Zungun family seafood, and you can tell that the way she's talking and speaking loud, it's more to probably make a like so that people see it, right? And so that people maybe would be on her side. For a fish typhoon, you'll wish for Zungun. If you help us deal with this scoundrel, I'll make it worth your while. Scoundrel, the gnome shouts, turning your way. You don't look like you're wrapped up in market politics. I'm Lamai Tienmo. Help me figure out what's going on here, and I'll give you a lifetime supply of delicious noodles from the best noodle place. And she points back at her own noodle setup. Both women turn towards each other again, quarreling anew over what they'll offer you to help them. And you hear lifetime supplies of different dishes, payment amounts that start off with, well, I'll pay them as if they were one of my own, or I'll pay them, and they're going back and forth, raising little bit by little bit on how much they're willing to pay you for an answer to this assault. I
eventually shout, "Fine!
Wait, is this
We will arbitrate and get to the heart of this matter in a third-party location that's neutral to both."
Are we gonna have an apartment cook-off?
Wait, is this really all about the onions?
No. So
No, this is some Hatfield McCoy shit.
yeah,
Oh,
that is a very good definition. For the last little bit, at least based on what they were yelling and shouting at each other, for the last maybe 2 weeks, things have been going wrong, or people have been stealing from each other, or sabotaging each other, and at this point, they're both saying, once you say that, once you yell new, and they both kind of calm down, they're both seem embarrassed, but are also seething and don't want to appear like they're the weaker of the two.
Right.
They agree, and almost they start talking at the same time, saying that if you prove that they are the ones who are at fault, then we'll give you, and they list off a bunch of seemingly impossible things that they're offering to find out who is the real person behind all of this.
So, I will say the Zungun family seafood business has been here the longest. Matriarch, where is somewhere that we can adjudicate and discuss together off-site that is not controlled by you or controlled by LeMay?
I hate, and you can tell that it's dripping with honest dislike in what she says next, but she says, I hate to be the one to admit this, but Tianmo Noodles has been here longer. It's probably why their food is less fresh.
That's
But
very good. I turn to LeMay and I say, LeMay, where is somewhere that is not controlled by either you nor the Zungun family that we can meet as a third-party neutral location where we can all sit down and talk?
Vadas, and they both nod, and they Kusa, the matriarch, she points at Shylock and says, catch them up and we'll meet at Vada's.
For now, I recommend you both return to the evening rush. Take care of this business and we will talk later.
Tianmo, Lamai Tianmo says, yeah, scrape every barnacle you can. And she turns around and heads back to her noodle shop. And the matriarch nods and says, she turns to you, to y'all, because y'all are standing there, and says, I know you're going to find that she did it. She's just awful. And she turns around and disappears into the crowd, towing her son, Gammon, behind her.
Where's Shylock been through this whole thing?
So, go ahead, Mark.
He's currently up against LeMay's front counter, trying to blend in even though he's brown against a white wall.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I sent you a text.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I have a lot of messages. Were these calls because the stream is down?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that was just my, as you know, broadcaster sometimes does that.
Yes. No worries. I just couldn't get a hold of you, and you weren't responding to text, so I was trying to figure out a way to get your attention.
Sorry, I'm checking something.
My cat knows I'm allergic to her, and then she drops half of her coat on me.
Una, can Una please give me an Arcana check?
$18.
Okay. Okay. And I need to send this message.
That's a 20.
Of course it is. Yeah,
30,
no,
30.
that's fine. 30?
A dirty 20.
Oh, dirty 20. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. The thing happens. Yeah.
Okay, then I'm just gonna hand our squishy guy his 10 gold.
He's going to, as you walk up to him, and you kind of he slowly falls off the wall, and like it's almost like oh my goodness. You can tell it's late, Pumpkin Dan. He falls off the wall, and right before he hits the ground, he does a like water sack roll with things that should have bones that don't have bones, and stands up like Willy Wonka in the good Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory, and grabs it from your hand and says, oh, and then hands you 2 for your trouble.
Hell yeah.
And while he doesn't have pockets because he doesn't have clothes, the other 8 gold disappear.
So gross.
You don't want to know where he stores them.
I sent you a message, Megs. Okay.
Stealing money.
Okay. And
Notify everyone?
what was that?
Should I notify everyone?
That's up to you. That's completely up to you. You could wait until you had more information. You could let them know now, or you could keep it a secret forever. That's completely up to you.
I guess I'll wait and see.
Okay. You guys, after the following the heated exchange, the gawking crowds and shopkeepers disperse. You did make quite a big show, and you hear Ofric yelling out some deals since so many people are right here. That pulls some more people into his tent to sell more sweets. Did not expect that to be a thing. As Shylock is walking up to you, he looks like he's about to say something, and then dodges behind Irandi. And as he dodges behind you, a human man walks up with a flashy green shirt with a high collar and a gold filigree trim. The gold filigree trim is designed to look like hot peppers. He smiles while shaking his head and introduces himself as Kasem Arun. He is one of the owners of the Spice Brothers stall.
And who's he walking up to?
You guys, the group.
Ah.
The group that just
Yes.
lessened that giant issue.
Greetings.
I'm happy to see you were able to kind of calm them down. It's been kind of crazy. My brother and I, I'm Kasem, my brother V, which is VI. We own and operate the Spicy Brothers stall. It features mostly rare peppers and spices. We've been trying to calm things down here for a bit, but mostly the shopkeepers keep to themselves. I'm sure you'll notice that if you talk to any of these other people that love the show but don't like talking about it. We pretty much keep to ourselves.
And so what about you and your brother?
Oh, well, we mostly sell spicy foods. I'm sure you've seen our stall. You haven't seen our stall yet, but
No.
They sell...
Where's your stall? I asked him.
Where is the map? That's the question. Oh, I apologize. You walked by it on your way to... It's gonna freeze now again. I'll bet you. Where's the button? I need the button. Do the thing! Okay. It is here. And so you guys walked past it quickly on your way over. So you probably made note to go back, Mark, eventually.
Yep.
But when walking past, you saw that they sell spices, peppers, and spicy dishes, like the cucumber fire smoothie and the honey glazed hot chips for 5 silver each. He looks like he's definitely a character. His clothing pops out and stands out. He is the one in green.
Yes. Got it.
And he says, "Yeah, we've run one of the challenges here in a little bit in the games, the market games."
Yes, we're new to the area. Can you tell us more about the games?
Well, sure. As you're new, I don't think you'd ever want to try it. But I mean, ours is the best of the 3 challenges. We have the Arun Family Pepper Challenge, which is a test of endurance hosted by myself, where people will eat spicy peppers and see how long they can last. Then we have the Battle Prawn Challenge, which is a cooking competition hosted by Sid Squid of the Trusty Leak, and he's they do like a shrimp cake, but it's a cooking competition where you prepare the meal and it's in a timed race, and you see how quickly you can prepare that meal. And then we have a hide and seek challenge by Madame Culp's Silk, where you, well, I'll leave that up to her. And they're in those tents over there. As a matter of fact, and he looks up at the sky and then looks around as if he's looking for colors of certain signs, says, the market games should be pretty soon, but if you're going to be looking into this investigation, I mean, they've been back and forth with each other's throats for a while now, so I wouldn't really worry about it.
Well, if they've been back and forth at each other's throats for a while now, then participating in the competition also shouldn't be an issue, as they'll be there afterwards.
I mean, I'm all for you being in the competition.
And do these 3 challenges occur at the same time?
No, it's one after the other. But usually, there are only a handful of people that can participate, and you're a very large group.
But not all of us would be competing in the same challenges.
That would be the idea.
Right. And is there a cost to enter the challenge?
He leans over and peeks behind Irandi at the not well hidden Shylock. He says, "You're not allowed to try the spicy peppers anymore." And you see Shylock with a shrug and grin, embarrassed shrug and grin. "Hey, but you going to bed? I love you. Sleep well." Love you, kiddo.
2 follow-up questions.
Affirmative.
Is there a cost to enter the challenges, and what do you win if you beat the challenges?
There is no cost, but you'll make a name for yourself. And I think you'll find that, especially if you're going to look into this thing between these 2 food vendors, people aren't going to help you if they don't know you. So, out of character, when I was referring earlier to the renown being something that you earn, these challenges is a big way you would earn that renown.
So I will try and I will nod. I will also extend my hand to Kasim, and I will introduce myself. I am new, a chef.
Well, I know you're new. We've never met. And he shakes your hand.
I grin and say, "My name is New."
Oh, I apologize, New.
No problems.
You have a interesting eclectic group.
That we do. And since it seems we are here for a while, why not make a name for ourselves in the challenges?
I think that's a great idea.
I'm sure some of us, at least, will see you for the pepper challenge here shortly.
I hope so. You better bring the people with the best mouths for it.
And I then try and get everyone to...
I married a child.
Why? I try and get everybody to come over, and I will explain the situation and see who we can sign up for each of these.
Okay, well, I'll be happy to get you started, because our challenge is first.
Right. We'll need a moment to talk amongst ourselves once
yeah.
I get everybody.
Well,
We heard all this, right? We were all right there.
Yeah,
No,
We were all
yeah.
right there. So yeah, we
you're
know what's going
all pretty close. I think Mark just wants to talk to you guys about who wants to do which
Right.
challenge.
That's really it.
And just in case, he doesn't want the strategy to be overheard by one of the guys running it, I'm assuming.
Right.
And
That's
so
exactly
he says, well, I've got to go and finish the rush anyway. And he says,
Prepping the peppers.
thanks you guys again. Prepping the peppers, that's right. And he kind of jauntily walks off back towards his stall. The numbers of people is about back to normal. So it had been maybe 15 people around you, including the people in line, because Arandi was in line, and you're back in line, I'm assuming, for the noodles.
No, I'm totally distracted.
Okay, so the line has come back together. A lot of people went to go get candy, but now have left. So you guys are pretty much on your own in this small area.
Yeah, I wouldn't go back to black because I stole all that money.
Okay.
Wait, Randy, before you go.
I'm here. I'm
No,
not going anywhere.
I thought you said you were leaving.
No,
I'm sorry.
he was saying he's not going to get back in line for food because he's still 10 gold from him.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. I didn't hear that part. But so I ask, there's 3 challenges. Who's got a good stomach? Who can handle hot, spicy food? Because it's not me.
I'm looking at the robot.
Is everyone else looking at Arandi? Because I'm staring right there.
Looking back and forth between Arandi and Silas.
Most people
Yeah.
slowly look at Arandi, and Arandi is pointing at Silas.
I think from watching Arandi eat earlier, that's a good idea. But if you do that, will you be able to compete in the hide and seek challenge later?
So I will say it. I should have been more clear. The hide and seek, I cut him off before he said it, but the hide and seek is you seeking, not hiding.
I was just going to say.
That changes things.
I see.
Yeah.
Yes,
I was just going to say, I am not a good hider, but I'm great at seeking. Before knowing that.
I was going to try and be smaller than I look and hide, you know what I mean? Because I can do that. I'm be the biggest small hider, you know what I mean?
Everyone hide behind me.
And then I'll hide and we'll all be hidden. That's
Keck, are you good at eating spicy food?
Maybe.
If it's not corrosive, then yes, I can handle it. I can help.
Spicy peppers aren't corrosive. Not in that volume.
Human stomachs only. So
Yeah.
Oh, my
Then
stomach pain says.
Then I'm happy to help if I can.
So we're looking at essentially 4 people per challenge, and you can double up, but it's going to be 4 people max for like each of the challenges.
If someone was not around for the description of the challenges, what are they?
There's
Go
a
ahead, Mark.
pepper eating. Yeah, there's a pepper eating challenge, a prawn cooking competition for making shrimp cakes, And the third one is a hide and seek challenge where you're seeking, not hiding.
I have faith in all of you. I know you can do it. I really believe in each and every one of you.
Can we join more than one challenge?
Yes. You-
Okay, cool.
You can be in
I
you
think-
can be in all of the challenges because they're not at the same time, and they're. I mean, it could be 4 of you doing all of the challenges and the other 4 in the audience. That's fine. It's just only 4 can be in each of them.
Okay.
I'll walk
First-
up and put my hand on Silas's shoulder, and we'll mentally tell everyone, "I will join the Metal Man."
I can do all three because I'm a great cook.
Okay. I actually think that you would have the biggest advantage in the first and third events. I assume your hearing is above average, yes?
Yeah.
So hide and seek, finding someone hidden should not be much of a problem for you. I also think Una would be very good at finding as well.
I'm down. I also like spicy food.
You do.
Do you have to be able to finish the food they give you? Is
I'm-
it full portions?
They've got to scale it.
It's a tiny pepper.
Super hot.
Oh, it's just a
Yeah, I was going to say
seed.
it's bad.
It's just a seed.
Oh
Yeah,
gosh,
that's even worse.
that's terrible.
Okay, so I currently have Silas, Keck, Randy. Does Una want to do the spicy pepper?
Mhm.
Okay.
I'm definitely going to cook in the cooking
I
competition.
figured that was going to be the case.
I have an inspiration question.
Yeah.
Do I get 3 attempts for a group per long rest or 3 people per long rest?
I think it's 3 people.
Yeah, it's 3. You get to dole out 3 of those dice to an individual.
Okay, so which 3 do I like best?
That's something to consider. So we're essentially doing the planning, and then we will halt for tonight, and then we will pick it back up next time. So I have 1 for cooking, and
Oh, I'm doing all 3.
oh, I mean that does change.
You saw my proficiencies. I'm a good cook.
I say to sorry, 1 second. I say to Sibo, you
I'm
have
not there,
experience.
sir.
Oh, you're not?
No.
Okay.
Okay, so
Then I don't say anything.
I think there needs to be a clarification because all of this happened right between the herbalism tent and the noodles tent. So while I have to, thank you for reminding me, I have to circle back to you with the herbalism person. You are within speaking range because it's like digital, not that map.
How many contestants in our group signed up for the spicy challenge?
4.
4.
Wait, so we're all fighting against each other because you said there was only 4 people per challenge.
So,
I don't want to Gordon Ramsay my friend
No,
with vicious
4
mockery.
4 people from our group that can participate.
Yes,
I think.
Oh,
you're not
okay.
you're not gonna vicious mockery someone. Yes, that's true.
Like
Not
a
a
team of 4 against other teams.
It's not.
thing?
It's not. It's you guys versus each other, but
Oh.
it's a fun event, and you're gonna. What it means is, as long as one person succeeds,
Everybody succeeds.
everybody succeeds, and you'll get renown, which is what you guys are trying to get.
Okay.
This Jimmy, is the
Mhm.
distance and this is where all of the hubbub was going on.
Stand by just a second. I gotta pull that back up. One more time. I'm
So
ready.
this is the herbalism tent.
Okay.
This is the noodles tent.
Okay.
This is where all of the hubbub happened.
Oh, that's
And
where all
Mark
the
is standing
things
like
happen.
right here now. So, I will before we leave for tonight, I will roleplay your herbalism stuff.
Okay.
But you are right there to be able to listen.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Actually,
Sibo,
I should have made that more clear. That's my bad.
So I would turn to Sibo and I would say, Sibo cooking at times is the same as building bombs. Would you like to enter the cooking competition?
Somehow I doubt that, my friend. But I don't think you want me anywhere near a cook pot.
I'll-
I'm starting to get concerned about the guy that's saying cooking's like building bombs now.
Whatever he cooks with is his choice. His spices are his own.
Just
It's an ingredient list and a recipe. It works the same.
If some sulfur falls in, what is the problem?
I'll chime into both of you, kind of towards Sibo, but both of you in common. Like, if this food is this spicy, are you sure I'm not going to get corroded?
You should be
Sibo,
fine.
Have you ever eaten a bomb? Maybe you could eat the spicy food, no problem.
I can't say I've eaten the bomb, but, well, the ingredients sometimes are tasty.
That seems spicy. Maybe that can. Maybe the spicy challenge is better for you. I'm kind of worried about
on a
it now.
permanent indigestion level, perhaps.
At least your body heals.
One would hope.
Would a resistance to fire damage help me?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt. If not going in, it would help going out. Okay, so I'm gonna put everything on the table here. We have everybody for the pepper challenge, the spicy pepper challenge. We have 2 people for the cooking challenge, and 2 people for the hide and seek. Currently, Karuk is not attached to any of the challenges. Sibo is not attached to any of the challenges, and Prudence is not attached to any of the challenges.
I'll do hide and
I'll
seek.
go for the hide and seek.
What were you gonna say, Karuk?
I mean, I was gonna say since I'm pretty large, I would think I could see pretty well and could join in the hide and seek if there's an extra slot for it.
Actually, I'll back out of that because I have no bonus.
I was gonna say I'll drop out of it.
No,
So you guys can do
you
it.
should not
That
drop
way-
out of it.
That way, I
I
can
have
really
no
reserve a lot
bonus.
of my energy for the cooking competition. I feel like that's our strongest play there.
Just
No.
wherever there's an open
I
slot, I'll
don't
fake
have
my
any
way
reason
through
to be
it.
in
It's fine.
I'm already seeking, so Sibo, if you want to take the spicy pepper challenge. Sounds like you've inhaled some spicy stuff before.
I still think Robo Gut would be the best for our spicy challenge.
Above
I'll take
table,
spicy
Hold
challenge.
on.
above table, Justin. What's your Constitution score?
I mean, I have a +1. Yeah, 13.
I'll kind of look back and forth and. Fine, I will eat peppers.
Oh,
Am I
The
cooking
one
or
with the
chasing
cast iron
people?
stomach doesn't want to eat them. That's the part that concerns me.
I can help cook them for you, but there's already all the slots taken that too. Thank you
Okay.
for sparing.
I
Okay,
pet
go ahead.
Rankin, and I'm like, no, you need to do the seeking. You will be able to hear them better than anybody else. I'm trying to calm them down.
I'm pretty confident in my cooking.
That's fine, but do all 3
can-
like you
You
originally
get, yeah,
said.
you can. Hold on 1 second. Let me double check. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 peppers, including Arandi. I
Mhm.
have 1, 2, 3, 4 hide and seek, including Arandi. I have 2 cooks, including Harandi.
I will cook.
Okay. And Tyler, you said you wanted to do hide and seek?
If possible, yeah. If not, that's
Yeah.
fine.
Tyler, take it.
Mark really wants you to, so I'm
I know.
good.
That's why I want you to take this, Tyler.
I will take it.
Well, then Keck should cook too. I'm saying this out of character. Keck should cook too because it's funny.
Sure.
Yeah, show us
I'll
three
cook.
creatures to eat.
You guys are driving me crazy. I have
How do
Just
you
trying
know
to
if
make
you're
it
good
so
at
make
cooking?
you sure
I have
that you're sure
these.
you win.
I
You
have
win, Newt.
these that are all of your initiative cards that I'm writing this stuff on, and stuff
Mhm.
keeps changing. Okay,
How do you know if you're good at cooking? What kind of role is that?
so it's going to be. You don't have to have really a role for it in this, for what it is. Mark is the only real person with a cooking check, and that's because he's a chef. Like he's got the class of chef. So these are
There you go. I
set
have
up,
the tools.
huh?
I have the tools.
And you have the tools, which also work. Okay,
But
I have.
I can just convince them I'm really good at it, right? Kind of like, raising my grade at the end of after
Persuade
changing my grades. Like, yep.
Can I have enough insight to just figure it out?
I
I
was
can, like,
gonna
watch
ask the same thing. Like, can I insight my way through it and like look at
Wisdom.
everybody else like doing
So-
what they're doing and copy that?
So it's going to be some combat checks and some
I'm fine
other
with that.
and some other checks. I don't think you're gonna have a problem. I really don't.
Then I can cook if Arandi wants to do the seeking.
Which do you want to do? Because I will sign up for all three.
I mean, sign up for all three. I think it would be funny if like the big ass bugbear is out here trying to cook food. You know, he's only ever eaten mush his whole life up until like I don't know, less than 24 hours ago.
Oh yeah. You
So
can
he's gonna
present,
like roll up and like try and actually make food.
Make really yummy mush.
Right, exactly. Like worst case, he ends up with something better than he's eaten most of his life. So
Okay. I have 4 peppers.
I'll have you refer
have-
to me by my actual name, sir.
3. I have 3 cooks. I have 4 hide
Wait,
and
who
seeks.
who are the 3 cooks?
I have Andres cooking, Mark
Mhm.
cooking, Tyler cooking,
And Naomi.
And me.
and Naomi cooking. Okay.
cool.
I was about to write Naomi on Naomi's card. Pumpkin Jam for the win. Okay. I believe
Prestidigitation for the win.
I have 4 of everything. We'll figure that out next time. So as you guys are deciding these things and making, well, first let's go back. Let's go back really quick. Sibo, you went into the herbalism tent earlier before the fighting started. You looked around. You saw the plants as I described them earlier. A couple mushrooms, larger mushrooms, a bunch of pull racks that have different ingredients, and nobody that you see inside. The smells are of heavy incense, but they're covering like a fertilizer smell.
I will walk in, and the first thing I'm specifically looking for is things for potions, and then volatile compounds like sulfur, things like that.
So, coming in, looking around here, give me an investigation check.
Okay. How does a 16 grab you?
As you're looking around, you're pretty sure this isn't the places you're going to be able to find like sulfur and ores and stuff like that.
Not ores so much. I'm just looking for the compounds from them that might be used in herbalism and alchemical pursuits.
So
I wasn't sure if I was going to find that at the crater of a shop that we were in before, or if I was going to find that here with the herbalist.
You're fair point. You don't see that here, and as you move around with that roll, you note that something is watching you. On one of the taller cabinets, you're a goblin, you see one of the mushrooms. It's about your size. As it turns, its little feet dangle over the side. And you see now its eyes open as parts of the fungus, like this. And it is staring down at you. It looks
how
like
cute.
a slightly dried, wizened mycelial person, mushroom person.
Talk to him, Shank. He sounds like a fun guy.
I'm out for the night. Mark's just
Sorry.
ridiculous.
I love you, Shank.
A mycosynth. I have only read of your kind. You're fascinating.
I wouldn't say that about myself. And it puts its hands on the edge of the cabinet and pushes off to jump off the cabinet and goes face first into the ground, and then rolls over onto its back and leans up and says, "No matter how many times I try that," and kind of levers itself back up onto its tiny feet. You see now that it looks like a large mushroom with feet that are far too small for it and arms that are far too small for it. It's wearing clothes, like a robe, but the robe seems to be made of the same stuff as its skin, so there's no way to differentiate. The
So
top,
it's not a mycosynth, it's a mycoskin? Is that?
kind, I guess, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh
It's
man.
its large mushroom cap head is dark gray with light gray spots. And you can see now that it has a lot. It looks old. It's got creases. When it closes its eyes, like when it's blinking and it blinks both of its eyes at the same time, you can't even tell that it's not a mushroom, essentially.
Okay.
I am looking for herbs, things I might make potions for healing, for restorative purposes.
Were you done?
Yeah.
What kind of I don't, people don't come in here much. And it runs around, they run around, and they are pushing a small cart, but you can't tell if the cart has wheels. It sounds like it's dragging along the ground. And it'll get to one of the cabinets, and it'll flex its, like it has two fingers. It has a big finger and a thumb, and it flexes them.
Oh, it's got like the chameleon thing going on.
No, because the chameleon's actually two fingers and two fingers. This is just one giant finger, and like it was wearing mittens, but that's its.
Like Animal Crossing.
All right.
Yeah, like Animal Crossing.
The Animal Crossing.
But that's how it's doing its magic. And you see one of the shelves open, and as it opens, the contents dump out the bottom of the shelf into the cart. And it moves around like that for a while, filling up the cart before sliding the cart back over to you.
Is this everything?
I mean, it's what I have for restorative magics and healing magics. I'm not sure what kind of magic you practice.
Alchemy, specifically.
Toadstool.
I brew potions from natural ingredients. Sometimes magical, but for now, the simplest things that might knit wounds back together.
I'm afraid that I think we're talking two different languages. I wish I could understand you, Alchemy, but I deal more with poultices and healing. I can make some potions, and I would use these things to make those potions.
What would you like for the cart?
And he seems to.
I mean the contents of the cart.
They seem to think about it for a while, and they turn back and say, "A fingernail, 2 memories of childhood, and a fish."
I can offer you the fingernail and a fish. Unfortunately, extracting some of my memories may be harmful to my future endeavors.
Extracting? That sounds violent.
That is potentially what it would require.
Goblins are so weird. Yeah.
We make do.
A fish is fine. And a fingernail.
I like put one of my fingers in my mouth and start chewing off a fingernail.
Okay.
And I hand that to him.
Consider this a down payment and I will return with the fish.
Thank you. And as you are collecting stuff into your bag from the cart, you see that they are essentially similar items to what you would use for some of your potions.
Okay.
There may be like this place's equivalent for some of the stuff you would normally use.
Okay.
Like they
I
smell.
also have a note
They
on
smell
my
right.
character sheet.
And, yeah.
I have a note on my character sheet that says, "I owe the mushroom a fish."
As you turn to walk out of the tent, you see struggling. They've got their hands on the top of the cabinet they were on, and they're wriggling, leaning their head up on top, trying to push themselves back up. As you walk out from where you were, and then from there we continue with everything that just happened. And as you guys are collecting up who is going to be going through which parts of the challenges, you hear a loud bell, like a gong, from the center area with the tents. And you see people starting to move forward and gathering along the edges of the moat. And people with horns are blowing on them and yelling out, "We are awaiting challengers." And that is where we are going to stop for tonight. Thank you guys very much. I hope that you had a blast. This has been the first of the journey through the Radiant Citadel module as we continue to push through it. I love you guys. Make sure you're drinking water and being awesome like the people that you are. And I'm going to pass it to Mark.
Awesome. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you guys for playing tonight. We're going to raid out to Forgiven John. He is a good friend of the channel. He is not family friendly, so be prepared for that. But we will be back tomorrow at 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 Central, 10 Eastern from Survival Tuesday with some Once Human, maybe some Dark and Darker as well. So join us for that. As always, until next time, be excellent to each other and game on.
Game on.
Game on.
Are you rating right now, or am I hitting the credits button?
You're heading a credit thing, and then I'll do it. And thank you, Jimmy Julius, for modding again tonight. I appreciate you, my friend.
Nope. You're going to raid out.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm going to raid out.
Okay.
Bye.
Well, is it going to take 1 second before it takes a second before I can actually raid?
I have news for you.
Also, hi, Jimmy.
It's been many
There.
seconds.
There we go. Bye, everybody. Have a great evening.
Bye.
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 All right. So kill the stream then, and we're good.
Try to kill the stream then. I'm
Just control
showing the
delete it if
program.
you need
Yep.
to. Yeah, just control delete it.